In a corner of Argentina's Patagonia region, the magical mountain town of Villa Angostura seems drawn from a fairy tale. Every year, thousands of tourists marvel at the natural beauty of its lakes and ski trails. No one imagined that life in this peaceful village could come to a sudden halt in June 2011.
Imagine living in a colorful garden when all of a sudden everything is covered in gray with ashes. This is exactly what happened in Villa Angostura, a small town located only 30 kilometers away from the volcano Puyehue that erupted about a year ago.
Thousands of tons of volcanic ash rained on the city, burying it in a layer that in some areas was up to 12 inches thick. With a shovel in hand and highly motivated to return to normality, this mother spent entire days removing the ashes from her house and garden.
The most complicated part was the roofs. Right away, you wanted to get the ash off the roof to avoid collapse, which was like that shed that still has ash.
The volcano also had disastrous effects on tourism, which came to a standstill for 9 months. The total cost of the damages surpassed $100 million. One of the worst hit areas was Arrayanes National Park. This forest, approximately 50 acres in size, is a unique landscape. After Perito Moreno Glacier, the park is one of Patagonia's most iconic images. During high season, between 3,000 and 4,000 people visit the park on a daily basis.
Tourism suffered because no one wanted to visit the park covered in dust. As you walk around, you would breathe in sand, dust, volcanic ash.
Given the magnitude of the catastrophe in the region, the Ministry of Tourism, provincial governments, city councils, and other public and private entities joined forces to implement an extensive, complex cleanup of the provinces that had been affected. The Inter-American Development Bank provided technical and financial assistance to support the cleanup efforts and restoration of basic services. Part of the more than 1 million cubic meters of ash collected in Villa Angostura were transported to the Caleti Collection Center in the outskirts of town, where now, thanks to hydro-sowing, the mountain of ash nourishes trees planted months after the environmental catastrophe. An enormous job that surprisingly was accomplished in record time.
Hotel occupancy rates are increasing. Employment is rising again, and I think there's a lot of optimism. It has only been a year and all this has happened, thanks to the efforts of the entire community.
In the second quarter of 2012, there were clear signs of recovery based on the influx of tourists to Villa Angostura. The number of hotel reservations almost doubled compared to the same period the previous year.
This winter vacation season definitely marked the return of Villa Angostura to tourism and providing services the way it always been. I would even say that at times during the winter vacation it was fully booked.
Those who live and work here are also newly determined. They have the perseverance of people who consider themselves able to defeat a volcano, to defeat nature itself.